Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss about network threats, security, and measures. So, what kind of threats? So, when you connect to a wide network, so that time you may face some kinds of threat also. So, what kind of threat are here basically comes down? That is the basic concern. So, with the increase of use of the network, accessing the data and resource sharing, and when you connect through a network to a worldwide network, so it's becoming security is your first concern and prime concern. Okay, so the internet represents an insecure channel for exchanging informations. The internet basically represents an insecure channel for exchanging the information, which leads to a high risk of intrusions of fraudness, maybe the fraudulent data such as phishing, viruses, trojans, worms, and many more are there. So first we go come down with what is malware. Okay, so what is a malware? Malware is a basically combinations malicious software. So from malicious software, it takes the malware, and from the software it take the ware. So it becomes a malware, that is called a malicious software. So the term malware basically refers to malicious software or program. So designed with the intention to affect the normal functionality by causing harm to the system or with the intention of getting unauthorized access to the system or denying the access or legitimate the users of computing resources. That means the malware is basically nothing but what is the malware main functions? The malware function is or malware in the software in the computer network is that a file or code, it's a file or code that's typically delivered over a network that infects or explores or maybe steals or conduct virtually any behavior an attacker wants. So investigate the infected user's local network. Okay, it can be still the sensitive and important data. So if you anybody asks that what is the example of malware, malware is an instructive software that is designed to damage and destroy the computers and computer systems. Why? What I say? Instructive software or intrusive software. That is also written here in your PDF file that is like uploaded in your classroom. That intrusive. That is the intentions of the getting unauthorized access of the system. So that is the design of intention. Basically, the malware happens. Okay. So the example of common malware is include like virus, worm, Trojan horse, all are the malwares. Okay, adware, spyware, this kind of thing. Now, what is a virus? What is what is a what is a what is a virus? What is a virus? Virus is basically in computer that is a virus is a some microscopic infections in normally. So in virus in computer that means that a computer virus is a type of malicious code or program written to after the way a computer operates and designed to spread from one computer to another computer. One computer to another computer. So what is the computer virus and type? So in more technical terms, a computer virus is a type of malicious code or is a piece of program. Virus is nothing but it look like a just like animals are or a small bacteria are there. Not like that. That is just like human body. It's a small piece of code, that code which affects your system, that affects your operating system, that affects your installed software, system software. Okay, so malice, so basically virus is a small piece of code or program written, operates and designed to spread from one computer to another. A virus operates by inserting or attaching itself to a legitimate program or document that supports macros in order to execute in code. So that is the basic things of the viruses. Okay, so this is the basic and main concept of virus. Okay, what is written? A virus is a software or code that may be harmed to your system by overwriting or corrupting the system files. So a computer virus is similar in access to viruses in our body which replicate themselves and affect body cells. What is basically done in our human body? It's basically replicate, it's viruses our body which replicate themselves and affect our body cells. So the affected part is called the infected area. And a computer virus may make several copies of it by inserting its code onto the system, programs, files, or boost the sector of hard drives and thereby may corrupt them. So this causes the system to slow down or even stop functioning like boost sector virus, file infector virus, and macro virus. Okay, now what is worm? A worm is basically often received via network, and it automatically keeps on creating the several copies of itself on hard disks, thereby the flooding the disks. Sorry, flooding the disks. When a worm is received by an email attachment, it is automatically forwarded to the recipients, leading to network congestions. This worm may crash the system and entire network. So no host applications is required for worms to replicate themselves, like code red worm, which makes more than 250,000 copies of itself in approximately 9 hours. So it is the most important. What is said basically worm? Now worm is like that it also replicate by itself. Okay, so computer ROM is a standalone malware. Standalone. Why it is called standalone? Because it is a single thing. Computer that replicates itself in order to spread to other computers. So it's basically attacked in a single mode, in a single way, and after that it replicates by itself. Other than it replicate itself for spreading. So it often uses a computer network to spread itself, relying on security failures on the target computer to access it. So it will use these machines as a host to scan and infect other computers. So this is the basic thing and basic concept of this. Okay, now what is the Trojan horse? Trojan horse is a code that appears to be desirable and useful but ends up harming the system. So Trojan horse can attach itself with a safe applications. For example, it may be attached to any game download over the internet. Such an application, when executed, creates a backdoor in the system through which a hacker can access the system. The hacker can monitor all the activity performed on the system, and he can also control the infected system by harming the data on the system. For example, in the late 90s, Trojan horse named is Sub7 was created, which took advantages of security flaws of earlier versions of browsers such as Internet Explorer and Google Chrome also is there. Illegally access of the host computer. So this is basically the term of that. Okay, so this is the concept of Trojan horse, or the concept of the other thing that is called Trojan horse viruses. Okay, so Trojan horse is a type of malware also that downloads onto a computer disguised as a legitimate programs, and a Trojan horse is so called due to its delivery method, which typically sees an attacker use social engineering to hide the malicious code within the legitimate software. So what is a Trojan horse virus and how does it work? A Trojan horse is type of malicious code or software that looks legitimate but can take control of your computer. A Trojan is designed to damage, disrupt, steal, or in general inflict some other harmful actions on your data or on network. So a Trojan acts like a bona fide applications or file to trick you. So this is the thing and this is the concept basically. Okay, so this is the main thing. Now that is eavesdropping. So what is eavesdropping? That is, the eavesdropping is the act of secretly stealthy listening to the private conversations or communications of other without their consents. Okay, so eavesdropping is done through telephone lines, cellular networks, email, and instant messaging. That is basically tapping your phone. Somebody's, if your phone is tapped, so he or she can hear anything, whatever you talk to the other person, whatever you talk to the other person. So that is called eavesdropping. Okay, that is called also eavesdrop. That is the secretly listen to the conversations, basically meaning. Okay, secretly listening. So is also known as the sniffing or snooping. Also, same thing. It rely on the unsecured or network communication to access data in transit between devices. To further define eavesdropping, it typically occurs when a user connects to a network in which traffic is not secured or encrypted and sends sensitive business data to colleagues. Okay, that is called eavesdropping. DOS attack, that is denial of service, that is called DOS attack. Denial of service. So what is the denial of service? Denial of service attack is a cyber attack, and cyber what, that is also, that means when you are cyberly connected, that is the connection of network, that means the cyber. So when a cyber attack in which the machines or network resources becomes unavailable to its users by temporarily or indefinitely disrupting the services. Denial of services is typically accomplished by flooding the target and machines of resources with the superfluous request in an attempt to overload the system and prevent the request from being the fulfilled. So a DOS attack is like a group of people crowding the entry door of a shop and making it hard for legitimate customer to enter. So this is the thing. Now what is called phishing? What is about the phishing? Phishing refers to act like a stealing a user's personal information through fraud mails, and these emails either entail a personal information through embedded forms or content like to have web pages that may prompt you to provide these informations, and informations attempted to be stolen may include the bank account number, debit credit card number or password. That is called basically phishing. Now we come to the cyber crime. This is the another part. So this is the base. What is the network threats? What is the basically done here? Now this is called the, what is kind of the cyber crime? What is called cyber crime? Cyber crimes are basically related to the misuse of computers or the internet, such as theft, frauding, okay, and forgery. So that's why according to the IPC, the Internet Panel Code, there is some IT Act is there. The IT Act is there. So the IT Act basically defines the cybercrime as an unlawful act wherein the computer is either a tool or a target or both. So some of these crimes are mentioned here. That is sending spam mails in uninterested recipients. In your email, when you check on the email, there is an inbox option is there, and within the inbox option there is another option is present, that is called spam. Okay, inbox, sent, drafts, and there also option is also present there, that is called spam. So when you check your spam, you see that some mails are stored in the spam. So that mails which basically comes in your unwanted or uninterested, because you're on that mail, you are not interested on that mail. So that kind of mail is basically insert to that spam folder. Okay, and hacking someone's account or systems, stealing someone's personal information through phishing. So what kind of crime are basically done in network, that is listed here. Okay, hosting a site, carrying a lots of malware or being sources or spreading them. You are built a website and that site is full of viruses and worms and malwares, trojan horses, all are there. So if whenever any persons are accessing that website or opening that website, they are automatically that viruses and viruses and trojan horses and all malwares are goes to that person's systems through the network. So this is also kind of the crime. Harassing someone through mails, message and social networking site, in the social networking site, in the FBs, Facebooks, Twitters, WhatsApp. Many people have the unknown and fake account is there, and from the fake account many persons can send the friend requested, and then that persons can send the any kind of fraudulent messages are there. Okay, posting offensive content or any site of the sending it anyone, any kind of offensive messages, any kind of offensive pictures is there. So this is also sign of crime. Defaming someone using the internet, if obviously in the social networking side you are defaming someone, you are demoralized, you are going to insult someone in front of everyone. So that is also not good thing. Forging the someone's digital signature, obviously if you copy someone's digital signature is everywhere, is now present. You have to upload your scan copy in a scan document, in any official document. You upload your scan documents, your scan copy of your signature. So that is also the can be a copy or maybe duplicate. So that is also the part of crime. Indulging in a fraudulent financial transactions, any kind of financial transactions when take place, then also there is a fraudulent maybe happen. Providing the misleading informations to clients and general public through use of the internet resources, that is also be happen. Intellectual property theft, illegal downloads and plagiarism. So somebody in some videos are there and you copy that video and again you newly upload it. So that's not thing now, because that video is not uploaded by you, that is not originally originated by you, that is somebody effort, somebody's brain, somebody's words are there and you just copy and paste it in a new file. So that is called actually plagiarism. Okay, so each and everything, when you see a movie or when you saw a books, each and every time you must see that in the front page there is a copyright portions is there. So that means the permissions are not given for someone and permissions are given for someone. That's it. Now the security tools. So from the previous example, the previous topic, we are right that what is the crime, what is the cyber crime, and what is the threat basically. Now we are going to discuss that what is the security tools and the services. So what is that security tools? The, since the internet has growing as a prime tool for sharing the resources and accessing the data, an exponentially growing number of users are using it, and we both good and bad intentions there. Some people are use it with the good intention, some people are also use it with the bad intentions, because all people are not equal or same. So everyone's accessing the internet needs to be aware of the security issues and take protective measures to address the same. Okay, everyone accessing the internet needs to be aware of the security issues and take protective measures to address the same. Now what is firewalls? Firewalls means, or what is the meaning of the firewalls? A firewall aims at protecting the internal network of an organization's home or individual from a malicious traffic from external networks. So a router or a computer may be installed between external network and internal network. For this purpose, firewall inspect the network traffic and allows you the data to pass through the network that does not violate the security constraint. Traffic means there is a congestion in the network. There is also congestion is there in our by road. There is a road traffic. So in network there is a network traffic is also there. Okay, so it allows only the data to pass through the network that does not violate the security constraint, and hardware firewalls in the form of the router that prevents the malicious software from entering your network from the outside the network. So however, software firewalls installed on personal computers prevent the unauthorized access or malware from gaining access to personal computers. This is the basic thing or basic functions of firewall is that prevent unauthorized access or malwares from gaining access to personal computers. So network firewalls may also encrypt the incoming data by converting it on non-readable format, thus adding further protections. What is the antivirus? Like the virus, there is also antivirus. Okay, that's just like there's a COVID is a virus. So COVID vaccines are also there. So COVID are also like work with the antivirus thing. Okay, so antivirus is a software that aims to protect your system against the malicious and potentially unwanted programs. So it is responsible for detecting these malicious programs by searching for them and removing them to keep the system protected. So the software operates by maintaining a database of malware definitions which are automatically updated, and it searches for any malicious programs by scanning the files against the stored malware definitions for a match. In case of a match, they are declared as potentially harmful and are disabled and removed depending upon the antivirus software settings. So actually, what is the meaning of antivirus in computer? Suppose when a virus is entered in your machines, that virus will be stored in your systems, and that systems will automatically scanned by that your antivirus, which is also installed in your PC. So that automatically checks that any kind of foreign element, any kind of unwanted software or piece of code are entered in your systems or not. If it's there, then it's scanning each and every code. So antivirus is a kind of software that is used to prevent, scan, detect and delete the virus from computer basically. Antivirus is a kind of software used to prevent, scan, detect and delete virus from a computer. So once installed, most antivirus software runs automatically in the background to provide the real-time protections against the virus attack. A few example like Kaspersky, Quick Heal. Nowadays is Quick Heal market is very much high. So that's kind of thing. Now it's password managers. So what is the password manager? Password managers means password manager is a software application that helps user to store and organize the password. So if you put the password, that is automatically protected. That is automatically protected. Usually stored in requiring the user to create a master password. So a single, ideally very strong password which grants the user access to their entire password database from top to bottom. So protective measures while accessing the internet. So never click on a suspicious link specified on a web page or sent through a mail for which you are not sure about its authenticity. Make sure that passwords are strong and are changed frequently. Passwords are the means for authenticating users, thereby allowing access to network systems. Weak passwords have smaller length and use a small subset of the possible character, and thus are subjected to be cracked easily. So one should also avoid the settings of obvious passwords such as names, mobile numbers, or date of birth. Passwords should be strong, having long length and including the characters such as numbers and punctuation signs. So special characters, normal alphabetical characters, normal alphabets, one small, uppercase, lowercase, combine both. Special character like at the rate, hashtag, star, asterisk, like that. Semicolon, so not semicolon is applicable. The hyphens, okay, and use the numbers also, digit 1 2 3, like that. So combine all the things. So combine of special character, combines of character upper and lower both, and the digits. And what is the thing that they ever disclose your personal information such as date of birth, home address, which is common messages. Now every banks from every official places, it is aware to all of the customers to aware about this, that you know manifest your OTPs, your CVVs, your any kind of personal data or documents to anybody or anything. Report the phishing issues to the concerned authorities at the cybercrime.gov.in and case of the unsolicited mails and mark them as a spam mails. Security of communications made over the internet protocol, that is the HTTPs. So this is the main thing. Now what is the cyber law? Cyber law is basically the laws that systematic use of the e-resources, for example, e-businesses, and serve as measures of against the illegal cyber crime. Various cyber laws have also been enacted to prevent the cyber crime. So, what is the cyber crime? The tampering with the computer source document, that is section 65 is there. What are the three kind of offenses under IT Act? First is tampering with computer, that is source document, that is 65. Any kind of tampering is done on your systems, any kind of thing, data deleted, data manipulations, password security threat, security issues, stealing something. Next is section 66 for hacking and section 67 for publishing information which is sent in electronic form. The thing that which is not published in the electronic form, and if you that kind of message and that kind of thing are published in the electronic form, so that is called 60 and comes under the section 67. So three sections are there. 65, that is tampering with you have to remember this one. This which is for the section 65. So tampering with the computer. Which for the hacking in which section? This kind of question have been comes up. The tampering with the computer source documents in which section? Section 65. In section 66, the IT Act which begins comes to hacking. Publishing the information which options the electronic form, section 67. Now that is IPR issue, that is the intellectual property right, IPR issue. So intellectual property rights are the rights that given to the individual over the inventions of their own, and they usually give the creator an exclusive right over the use of his or her creations for a certain period of time. There are only three ways to protect the intellectual property. That is, patent is a term used for a specific product and designed by the individual, and the designer is given the exclusive rights over the patent for a limited period of time. So with the help of the patent, right over the owner can stop the others from making the using of stealing the product design, and the owner can take legal actions if someone uses the patent without his or her permissions. In order to obtain a patent, the following conditions should be met: the product should be capable of being made and used some kind of industry, it should be not be a scientific or mathematical discovery, it should be a dramatic, musical and dramatic or artistic work. Trademark can be defined as name or different sign or device identifying on a product of a service. So the product of the service is produced or provided by specific persons or a company. A trademark is also known as a brand name, so it should be the officially registered and legally restricted to the use of the specific persons. And copyright, most important is copyright. Copyright is a term used to written documents. So legal actions can be taken if copyrights are violated. So the following category of a work can be considered for the copyrights: literacy work, musical work, including any accompaniment. So which sector copyright is there? In the literacy and the musical, including any accompanying words. Okay, some writers is wrote some poem or some any kind of literature have been written, and you just copy it and paste it in that some few lines. So you have to take the permissions from them. Any kind of film which already made by the Satyajit Ray, and that film will be created by newly or recreated by any other director, then you have to take the permissions from that original director, that I make your film in this way, can I do this? If the permission is given. Otherwise, without taking the permissions, that film is made that is originally made before by someone else, then that persons are maybe doing FIR or any kind of police case for that persons that he is stealing my ideas, he actually copying my thoughts. So that is the thing. Okay, so that's all about the network security threats and the how we measures the security threat and how we control the threats. That is it, and the cybercrime and the IT law, the IT Act. And these are the few summaries are there, few definitions are there, that what is network, what is node, what is server, what is NIU, solves, all are the one line definitions. So these all are important. You go through this using this PDF. Okay, and I will also discuss in the later video on this topic, on this topic, on these definitions. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you.